Welcome back. What in the world is that? That was an idle animation. Of some sort. Ball. Ball! Beach ball specifically. Aw, man. Okay, well, you know what a beach ball looks like, but I am obligated to try to do this in the same fashion as something else. We are on a beach, after all. That's not quite right. No, what we have to do... give me a second, I gotta do this correctly. Okay. Did find a reference eventually. So... let's start with an outline on this thing, just because it's gonna look awkward otherwise. I've drawn a few too many things from this game, I feel like. At least as of the previous game. In the original Drawn to Life. But we're on a beach, so what do you expect? I happen to have played a game that has a lot of beachy things in it. Which also happens to have been a big deal for this channel, so... There we go. Okay. So this is going to be Contour Lines, the musical, essentially. Musical only insofar as there's music playing, but there are going to be contour lines. And some of them might actually look right, but that can't be promised quite yet. Alright. I never really understood what inspired the specific design this game used for these things, but it is what it is. I never had a choice whether to reference this game or not, of course. It's just what I gotta do. Okay, that's not a very smooth arc there. There's gonna be very few things to draw on this, so this is the sort of thing that might be annoying to draw if I had a smaller palette than I do in this game, but with this game's palettes instead of the first game's, it's actually pretty alright. The different sections here are drawn unevenly. Hold on. That looks a bit better. Okay, colors. Starting with the basics here. And let's unlock you, by the way. Some of these colors are very vibrant in the original, geez. With the source that I'm using. Let me expect me a little bit. Some of these colors are a little bit, or some of these lines are not quite. There you go. Some of these are a bit thicker than they should be in some places. There. Okay, and what color are you? Actually, a slightly lighter green than that. That wasn't really an improvement. Yeah. Okay. And I missed one bit of blue here. Cool. And now we just shade things a little bit. And I almost wish I could imitate the game's original shading here, which honestly isn't the best. I don't know if I want to get into explaining it right now. So I might as well explain at this point what this thing is. So this is the beach ball from Battle for Bikini Bottom. Naturally, I have to draw something from Battle for Bikini Bottom. But the thing with Battle for Bikini Bottom's visuals, one thing that it didn't quite get right, is the shading in that game is a bit off. And what I mean by that is that the right color? Yeah. What I mean by that is they shade things in that game by just overlaying black on stuff, which isn't quite right. Because what ends up happening as a result is the colors get super washed out. Because when you overlay black on something, it doesn't just make that thing darker. Black also has no saturation to it. It's the dullest color you can get alongside any other grayscale color. So when you mix that and some other color, you mix that and some other color, you get a very washed out result. Which always bugged me in Battle for Bikini Bottom. Well, always is not the right word. Not when I was growing up with it, but sometime after that I started noticing. By the time I was doing a SpongeBob only playthrough and stuff like that, I was learning how to bug out the game and stuff like that and do all sorts of sequence breaking. At that point I started noticing that particular issue with the game's shading. I imagine Rehydrated probably fixed that. I don't remember explicitly, but they did all sorts of graphical upgrades on that. I think what I'll do here is I'll just leave it at this. Again, I do feel like slightly imitating Battle for Bikini Bottom's coloring here, even though I can't get less saturated versions of all these colors. It does feel kind of right to not have any highlights. Battle for Bikini Bottom had no highlights on anything, it only had shadows. Something was lit or it wasn't. And the colors did tend to be slightly washed out. I don't know what it was about games. I'm not sure why it was that as games just progressed in history, that they tend to get brighter and brighter. Even things that were supposed to be bright back then, well, at a certain point in time weren't, but there were exceptions. I think it's just that generation more like, and then maybe the one before it. Nintendo 64 had plenty of super colorful stuff. Bye. Well, that was fun while it lasted. It doesn't really rotate as you walk on it, it's odd. They really want me to go inside of there. But, lots of games on the Xbox and PS2. I think the prior generation too, like on the PS1. Lots of those things, well, it honestly would make sense. Oh, kill stuff. I guess that was kind of hinted at. There's no way I was going to get it over here, so I could have in theory gotten it higher. Would I have wanted it down here? That enemy just jumps up into you and dies. That's amazing. Oh, hi platform. It's comical to me how excited the game is when you pick up that thing. It's the kind of fanfare you'd expect from, like, getting some kind of special weapon that'll let you defeat the final boss or something. Speaking of intense, this song's getting pretty crazy. They really upped the intensity of lots of music in this game. Flying off the side. Boom! Oh! Jeez. Stop that. Yeah, you have pretty long mercy invincibility in this game. But yeah, I don't know what it was about games like the Xbox and so on. Even the ones that wanted to be colorful were just really muted looking. It varied, but lots of them were. I remember people... I think the top comment, in fact, on my... What are you doing here? The color looks suspicious. I guess lots of these have that. Lots of these bits of ground. But one of the top comments on the first episode of my Thruville playthrough is, I don't remember this game looking so depressing. Which, granted, the very first area of the game just unusually drab by that game's standards, but also, even though lots of parks in that game are supposed to be colorful, like their theme parks and so on. My god, the physics here. Lots of them are just, they're just really, really drab. I don't know what else to call them. I push it into myself. Stop respawning that quickly. Jeez, enemies. Yeah, enemies respawn extremely fast. That's really annoying. The first game wasn't like that. You just walk a few meters away. Yeah, I don't know if there's a technical reason for that or what. There were games that did manage to be colorful. Like, well, Alpha Bottom was a little mixed. That was a very specific amount of bonus color. Why was that so precise? But, SSX Tricky was an authentically super colorful game, I think, by most standards. But then the original SSX was absolutely not. I don't know why that is. I guess they probably just give you enough color at the end of that level to color this building. Well, then I color it, and there we go. Can we discover the fill bucket? Oh. Well, yeah. See? Fill bucket. There you go, guys. It's that easy. Maybe I do know what I'm doing here, as the creator. Boom. Okay, we're going a little overboard here. Yes, I guess any numbers I see on the ground are levels I can play, and if there's a color in the level number, that means I can access it. That's my first guess. Is that Joey? What are they gonna do? I mean, you can have a mirror-to-mirror chat, that's fine, it's just... Yeah, so just stand near the one and I can... Okay. Well, sure Sun will do something about that someday. Conveniently, none of that cost me any color. Am I? Cool. Yeah, that happens in some places. Eight? Jeez, how many levels are here? Yeah. I'm not sure I agree, but we can do that. Now, at least talk to everyone, and then I think I'll call it a day. I do believe this is the last session, or last episode for the session, yeah. I'm just blocking my way. What are you doing, Jacques? Well, there's not much landmark there anymore anyways. More DS games with gratuitous French. Solitaire all over again. Very similar to Paladin in this game, actually. Hi. Okay. Nice conversation. Oh, hold on. So do I just have to tap on it to... Yeah, here we go. I'm not allowed to go on the light post. It's weird. Not manually, at least. Oh, thanks. Just converting color to money. So I do have, I'm getting more used to how to press text in this game, at least, without accidentally skipping and so on. I will have to think about what to buy from Isaac now. And so at this point, I don't think I'll color that thing in just yet. Instead, I'll head back in. Sure, Michael will contribute something to the world someday. I'll rest you for a bit. Bye, everyone.